Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And Jay, it's been a banner week. Today, as we record on Sunday, it is Easter. Like March Fatness is to the sweaty 16. I mean, we got a lot to get to today.
We do, and boy, the March Fatness is a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
I'm the genius who had everything expire at midnight, so at midnight I had to make sure I'm awake and turn off all the voting, and that was really dumb of me. Anyway, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Apologies in advance. I've got this little cold thing I'm getting where if I talk too long, it makes me cough. So that might happen a couple times during the show, and I'm sorry for that. But right on cue. Make sure you're following us on social media at I'm Fat Pod. That is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We've got the fan page on Facebook as well, the I'm Fat Podcast fans group. Lots of fun on there. That's where you can find your links to vote on March Fatness, which begins, if you're listening to this, today at 8 a.m. for the Sweaty 16, and it will end Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. That's when Sweaty 16, voting will stop. So make sure you're following us on social medias for all those appropriate links. We've got our Patreon, patreon.com/I'mFatPod. We've got our merch store, I'mFatMerch.com. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. We're back. This episode will be on YouTube on Tuesday. We were not able to get that show at Nick and Ivy recorded because I lack resources. But we're back on YouTube today. So go check that out. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like all those videos and all that good stuff. Rick, before we get into March Fatness, how are you? How's everything going?
Things are well. It's been a good Easter so far. Well, I say so far. We're recording Sunday night. So, yes, Easter, very good. So we will definitely do we want to do Easter first or do Fatness first?
Yeah, let's keep them listening for a while. Let's do some
right.
Easter stuff first.
Okay. So today on my end, we had, this was a day, geez, I swear to God, I am tired, but it's not this bad. So Sam was the host for Easter, and we, just because the size of our place, weren't able to do it here. So we ended up going over to Bloomingdale Golf Club where her parents run the catering side, and we were able to just use a room in there and have Easter brunch, and it was cool to have her immediate family together and my immediate family together. And I know I always talk about my brother Shane, but I have another brother Casey that only Sam had met from her side of the family. So it was nice that just because he works third shift. Okay. So it's tough for him to be able to get to many things. So they got to meet him. That was really cool. And the food was awesome. And I'm not just saying that because Sam made a lot of it, or all of it. It was good. She even printed little menus for everybody to have. So, I've put a couple stars next to things, so I have ruined it a little bit. But on the YouTubes, you can tell a little bit there. Just, all the stuff we have and all the thought that Sam put into it, which is, it's part of the reason she's very good at her job, is because she's good at this type of thing. So, let me just run down some of the ye ol' items that we had.
Yeah, go for it.
Because there's some winners here. The farmer, very casserole heavy because it's for traveling and then cooking there. Easy. Farmer's casserole, ham, cheddar, hash browns. No BS, all greatness.
No. Can we get it again?
Ham, cheddar, hash browns.
I hear no vegetables in there. Good work, Sam.
Right. Yes.
Well,
it was
potatoes.
Fantastic.
But potatoes don't. They're honorary, not
really
vegetables.
Right. There was a veggie version as well, which we don't really talk about, and a quiche that Shannon made that I heard was very good. My mom never gets to have quiche, so she was like, "Oh, I get to have this. This is very nice." So that was good. A French toast bake.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Like, you get some of the crunch on the top of there. You get the cinnamon, the French toast. Like, you get it tasted like French toast, but had a little more texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like a bake or like, casserole-ish. I think of pretty much everything in one of those pans as like a casserole, even though it's technically a bake. But like, it was light, like a French toast, but had some extra texture to it that normally French toast doesn't have, and it tasted very good. So like, especially for the setting we were in, where it's just everybody's grabbing their own stuff, that was fantastic. And then for sides, sausage link, very good. Sausage link, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yes.
High floor, low ceiling item, but fantastic for the breakfast sausage. There was fresh fruit, okay. That was there to like accompany the French toast bake if you want more of the authentic type deal, or it was there just to be that. But there was also, whipped cream, little fruit and whipped cream is there, color to the plate and make it seem like you almost care about being healthy for it. And candied bacon.
Oh, yeah.
The candied bacon was a star. It was fantastic.
Oh.
So, like, having on a plate a slice of that farmer's casserole, some French toast bake, candied bacon, sausage links, fruit with whipped cream. It's basically a salad.
It's to me, that sounds like a salad.
Yeah.
By my
and then
standards.
Just like all these like small like little desserts that are there, like couple biters that are very good. And my mom brought her old-fashioned yeast cheesecake.
Ooh.
Which has been clutch for our family for a long time. So to have that there too was really cool. So everybody ate well. It was good conversation. We all had fun. So I even wore a long sleeve shirt with a collar for this.
What? You sell out.
I know. Yep, pretty much. Yeah. But it was a really fun day.
Well, it sounds awesome. And I think that I was thinking about this because I'm gonna, we gotta play radio when we do this show, and I have seen the things that you had via Sam's social media, and
yeah,
you are good job.
Yeah. Yes.
Great success.
Yeah.
Because she knows what she's doing. Like and I have been lucky enough to have been entertained by Sam and her sister, and it is just like we look forward to going. Like, Addie still talks about it. Like, when can we go there again? I really liked going there and hanging out with the girls. I'm like, you just want more of that food. She's like, well, that too.
Yeah,
that's part of it too. We had a great Easter too. We went to my in-laws for brunch, and we had
the brunch is the thing. You can't have an Easter breakfast. It has to be an Easter brunch.
Yeah, and it was like cheesy potatoes, ham, and there was I think it's a quiche as well. It was like baked eggs with spinach and veggies in it. Yeah, and I said to Hope's mom, I go, what's in this? She goes, every vegetable you can name. So me and Addie started naming random vegetables. I'm like, rutabaga? She's like, well, no. And Addie goes, pumpkin? I go, well, no. I go, well, if we were just naming like things that we knew wouldn't be in there. And
so you're
like,
raising another jerk is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes, we are, yeah. But the thing that stole the show is it does every year, and Hope makes this every year. When Addie goes back to school, she makes this with peaches. This is from Magnolia, Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Oh, yeah.
It is a buttermilk blueberry puff, but this one we had raspberries and blackberries, and it is like a baked casserole with it's like creamy, and I can't even describe it. It is amazing. It is one of the things I look forward to the most. And I think it was weird. I was making my plate, and I somehow didn't notice it because her mom made it. Hope usually makes it, but her mom made it.
Okay.
And I was like going around, and it was in the middle of the table, and I missed it, and Hope had it on her plate. I'm like, that's the thing. That's that thing. I went and got it and had a lot of it. That was terrific. And then we went to my Aunt Joe's house. She's the one who always hosts the like amazing Christmas and everything there. And then she had her, our basics as a family. It was the ham, several kinds of pierogies, baked beans, that pink Jello that I talk about all the time, noodles, like the very basics. But you got to see the dessert setup here. You'll appreciate this. So there's the dessert table. You can see in the foreground there, you've got a bunch of cookies, 3 varietals of Oreo ball. There's the regular, the chocolate, and then there's I think these were regular. They were as food dyed purple. There's some nut clusters, some brownies. And then if you look here, you see these Easter bunnies made out of Twinkies. My cousin Mary made these. Great. So if you're not watching on YouTube, it is a Twinkie. And she cut out like the very middle of it, and she stuffed a Peep in there, and then a candy pretzel to make it look like a Peep was driving a car, like the Twinkie itself was a car. And these went over very, very well. So had that, and then
now my foot's falling off.
Yeah, seriously. And then they went to Orland Bakery, and my uncle got an eclair cake. So imagine like your traditional eclair, like cream puff, with chocolate on top. It was an eclair ring cake. So I haven't had it yet. I took some home. That's for tomorrow. That
sounds fantastic.
Yes. I know it's going to be because it's from Orland Bakery and it's a damn eclair cake. How can it be bad? Mm-hmm. But I like Easter a lot. It's an underrated food holiday.
The funny thing is I was going to say that because Easter's smart in the fact of, like I said, it's always brunch. So it separates itself from like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then, like 4th of July is its own thing. Easter is its own thing.
Yeah.
So it's smart in that way of it's a holiday where we really highlight breakfast food.
Yeah.
Or at least, brunch food, whatever you want, like a lighter, well, then again, we had multiple casseroles, so I don't know about lighter, but you know what I mean in terms of like, it's not like dinner food as much. So having that balance really gives some like uniqueness to Easter. And then also pairing that with all the sugar you can imagine.
Yes. From
Easter eggs and jelly beans and everything under the sun. So yeah, it's funny because maybe least spoken about respectable food holiday.
Yeah, I would say so. But you could argue the least healthy because your whole day is basically candy and casseroles.
Yeah.
Like that's all you're having.
Right. That's going to be the name of our sitcom, actually.
Candy and casseroles. I call candy. But yeah, it is an underrated food holiday. And you're right. Like the focus on breakfast, like that's usually reserved for Mother's Day or Father's Day. But then that's usually just your general, like your family alone. This is everybody's together and everybody's enjoying it. So it's like the communal breakfast holiday. And yeah, like respect Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Easter. By the way, if you joined us last week at Nick and Ivy, I hope you had a good time. We had a lot of people come out and hopefully you enjoyed the show and it inspired you, if you've not been there yet, to go out and check it out. 1026 South State Street in beautiful downtown Lockport. Great beers there. I had a lot of them. They just launched a new Field of Dreams beer, which I can't wait to try. But the people that went out there, a couple first-timers, try it and told me off to the side, and I hope they told Paul too, this stuff is great. Everybody loved everything they got. It was terrific. So go visit our friends at Nick and Ivy Brewing out there in Lockport. Lots of great food in the area right around there. We actually ended up going, after we left there, we went to Stagecoach, which is right next door. It's like, it is a stop north of Nick and Ivy, and I had boneless wings and fries, and Hope had a sandwich, and everything there was very good. And you could take that food from there and bring it in Nick and Ivy and enjoy it there. It's just a really cool, laid-back place to go. So check them out, Nick and Ivy Brewing on Facebook and Instagram, and nickivybrewing.com on the internet. Mm-hmm. All right, Rick, is it about that time?
I think it is.
Oh, it is so grating with headphones on.
It really is, but I still love it.
Yes, thanks to our friend Greg Henkin for making that for us a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But every
It's
now
a
and
staple
then
now.
we got to pull it out of the mothballs for March Fatness. So
Yes.
the Sweaty 16 has been established, and there have been some surprises. There have been some some upsets, but not like the names that remain. They make a lot of sense.
I feel like this is as practical
Yeah,
of a Sweaty 16 as we have had.
I agree, and I think when I look at the bracket, I think a lot of times in the past we've gone for like the comic, like let's get a laugh out of the thing.
Yeah.
But it never usually amounts to the thing winning. It looks like
Yeah, it might get this far and then like it doesn't go forward.
right. And we had Paul from Nick and Ivy did the fridge the person versus the fridge the appliance, but
Fantastic.
creative, but also legit.
Yes.
So, but otherwise, I think we have a very serious. We're trying to win this thing bracket. So, Rick, we'll start with yours. In the region of 32, whatever you call that, it doesn't have a name.
The side of the bracket.
That side of the
full,
bracket.
Like, yeah, if you're looking at the half, like you're looking at the bracket of 64, just the left half of it, essentially.
Yes. So you had Jason Kelsey, your 1 seed, up against Shirt Tug, your 8 seed, 63-37 win for Jason Kelsey. So Jason Kelsey, your 1 seed, moves on to the Sweaty 16. Then you had the 6 seed, Shade, up against the 14 seed, Arby's Curly Fries. That was a 60-40 win for Shade. So that advances. And then it was Office Drawer Snacks versus the Southwest Airlines Fat Policy. Big win for Office Drawer Snacks, who's making some noise in your bracket. 78-22. I am predicting an Office Snacks versus Travis Kelsey in the Elite 8.
Yeah. The fourth matchup is the 4 seed Stand Up Grown defeated the 5 seed Insulin.
Thank you.
80-20. So it's Jason Kelsey versus the Stand Up Grown.
Yes.
And Shade versus Office Drawer Snacks. Like the Office Drawer Snacks has really been a strong 7 seed. Like I thought it would win the first round, but winning as decisively as it did in round 2 is pretty shocking. And also Harriet Gord out in round 1.
It's sexist.
That's rough.
It's sexism.
I think I don't know that there's any other way to look at it. Either that or speciesist. One of the two.
Well,
which I don't even know if that's a real word.
You just made it one, so it is. By the way, Office Drawer Snacks in the first round up against Enablers, which are essential to fats, a 71-29 win. Then, like we said, 78-22 over to the Southwest Airlines Fat Policy. So 2 blowout wins for Office Drawer Snacks. If there's an upset looming, and Jason Kelsey is a strong one of ones.
The only thing that scares me about Jason Kelsey, and I was told this by Sam, is that on their podcast, he has hinted at the fact he is planning on losing some weight.
Well, this might be his last chance to win.
Yeah.
But you got to factor in the Taylor Swift fatigue. Also a factor.
Right. True.
Because people are tired of someone who's inspirational and kind. Really. Enough of that shit. Get that off my TV. All right, now we move on to the Nick and Ivy region. Our buddy Paul Ivnick, his 1 seed, Beer, taking down the Fridge, the appliance, 67-31. A significant beating for the appliance
31.
of the Fridge.
Math.
Oh, see, I can't read my writing. 69-31. Thank you.
I just pulled up the tweet. That's the only reason
I'm trying to read my handwriting off the bracket. Smart. Then we've got the 5 seed Jack Black against the 4 seed Prime Rib. Prime Rib, 61-39.
Not there. It seemed like they were either blowouts or super close.
There were some
wasn't a whole lot
super
of that
close
mid.
ones. Yes, there were some super close ones. But Prime Rib and Beer, the 1 in the the Beer's the 1, Prime Rib is the 4. There's your first of the Elite 8 on that side. Then you've got Fast Food Apps defeated Zubas and Sweatpants 51-49. And that was like a digit, like, minuscule, maybe like a 1 vote decided that, or 2 votes. I remember checking. It was very close. And that was surprising. And then to the part I screwed up.
Wow.
So in the first round, Chicken Wings, the 2 seed, defeated Reese's Peanut Butter Cup 62-38. And for whatever reason, I clicked the wrong button on Run My Pool, and it advanced Peanut Butter Cups. So then when I made the second round action, I put Peanut Butter Cups in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Which handily beat Prescription Insoles.
Okay.
But I said, I made a mistake. It's not right. Wings are the appropriate advancer. So I redid it on Twitter. Wings took on Insoles 90-10.
Wow. Yeah. So Jay Putin did not stay in power. He went back to putting in what the people wanted.
Yes. And because it was 62-38, it wasn't even close between Wings and Peanut Butter Cups. So that matchup is the 2 seed Wings and the 6 seed Apps.
That's fascinating.
Not appetizers,
What
fast
I
food
wonder,
apps.
right now, what I wonder is, are there some people that are seeing fast food apps and thinking fast food appetizers instead of the apps for the fast food places?
They might be. But if
mean,
that
either
was
way,
the
it's
case,
not a bad pick.
It's not, and I feel like if they're misreading it, it probably plays to the benefit of the pick. Because appetizers are better than phone apps. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I agree. Like think where Arby's would be if they didn't have, again, going back to the curly fries, but also their mozzarella sticks, and if they didn't have the apps on their menu, then where would they be, especially now without ham?
Well, yeah. Maybe choke. I'm so angry about the damn ham, I just choked. All right, now we move on to my region of the bracket. The 1 seed Steak just beats down Brownies 66-34. That surprised me.
Yeah, 2-1.
Because that was one of those ones where my finger lingered over that button for a while. Like, what would I rather give up forever? I did pick Steak. Steak won.
Yeah.
And that is facing High-Powered Showers, which beat the 4 seed Rice Krispie Treats 54-46. So the 5 seed high-powered showers up against the 1 seed Steak. Then
I love high-powered showers.
Oh, I have gone through so many shower heads in this house, and I finally found the one I like. It's a Water Pick brand, so check that out. Good stuff. Next up was the 6 seed Party Subs up against the 14 seed Corn Dogs, which had just beaten Frozen Cokes pretty handily, 59-41. Party
Every
Subs
14 seed won.
Yeah.
In round 1.
They did. Absolutely. So Party Subs beat Corn Dogs 53-47, another close one. And they're up against a juggernaut because the 2 seed Warm Chocolate Chip Cookies went up against the 7 seed Sox Park Food, 67-33 win for Warm Chocolate Chip Cookies. So Warm Chocolate Chip Cookies and Party Subs will match up in the Sweaty 16. I think Chocolate Chip Cookies and Steak is going to be one hell of a Final Four matchup.
I think whatever wins that matchup, because I'm assuming you're going to get chalk and you're going to get Steak versus Warm Chocolate Chip Cookies. I think that's going to be in the final. The only, there's maybe one thing in Charlie's bracket that could also, challenge, but because of what won last year, I do think that the winner of your region is going to be in the final.
I think so, and I hope so. And I think if I'm happy with either Steak or warm chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to tell you, buddy, even though Steak was my 1 and cookies was my 2, right now I'm leaning one way, and it's not in Steak's favor. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
You have a couple of these things, and you're like, oh, that was really good. Mm-hmm. All right, now on to the final region, the Charlie the Bacon Guy region. The 5 seed Tacos took down the 4 seed Salad, saying it's basically a salad, my quote, 81-19. And that will face
This is my favorite part of the bracket is Jay reads his own handwriting.
I know, it's so bad. Okay, and then the 8 seed Cheese Curds beat the 1 seed Kool-Aid Man 73-27.
I did kind of think Kool-Aid Man was a vulnerable 1 seed. You know,
Well,
kind of like Houston without their best player.
He's made of glass, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, sturdy Cheese Curds getting that win. Here for it.
So it is a 5 seed Tacos up against the 8 seed Cheese Curds. That's a Sweaty 16 matchup for you. And how about this? A 14-15 in the Sweaty 16. The 14 seed, the Little Debbie Snack Empire, takes out Oreos 51-49.
I'll be honest, I'm shocked.
I'm shocked by that too.
I thought Oreos was a shoot. Like, I was thinking 60-40 Oreos, and I thought I was being generous to Little Debbie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They got cocky. They started trying some new stuff that nobody wanted.
Right.
They started experimenting with Pop Rocks and gummy worms, and they didn't keep it simple. They strayed from their game, and it cost them.
Right.
It cost them. Little Debbie's been doing the same thing for 120 damn years.
True.
With very little change. While all the other cake companies like Hostess or whoever else have switched from lard to whatever synthetic crap they do, hell no. Not Little Debbie. She had stood strong in the lard world. And it is still, when you finish a Little Debbie, your fingers are greasy and the cake is moist and it's delicious. And it's still like $1 for 5 of them.
Exactly.
So
like, when you're in Walgreens and you are looking at that like little side cap there, be damn sure you're going to be seeing some Little Debbie products.
absolutely. And often lingering and deciding which one you want. It's a tough decision sometimes. Swiss cake rolls, the champs. All right, here's another upset.
Star Crunch.
Those are you can't say there's no Little Debbie you can name or I'll say no. For you, I know because of the peanut butter thing.
Sure.
But they're all great. Christmas trees, yes, fine.
Yeah.
Oatmeal cream pie, yeah, bring it. Yep, I'm good. All of it. Give me all of it. All right, another upset. The 15 seed Lazy Boy recliners. Just whipping John Daly. 72-28.
Which is interesting because in real life, I could only assume John Daly has destroyed a few Lazy Boy recliners.
Just plopping down too hard and the spring just pops out.
Yep.
I'm sure that's happened. So the matchup here, the 14 seed Little Debbie Snack Empire and the 15 seed Lazy Boy recliners. And look, I think we may have... Lazy Boy is dangerously underseeded. First round, 83-17 win over the 2 seed Rascal Scooters. Then again, 72-28 over John Daly. John Daly's, I thought he was going to make a run.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, let me recap all our Sweaty 16 matchups here now that we've gone through it.
Yeah.
In the Rick Camp region, the 1 seed Jason Kelsey will face the 4 seed Stand Up Grown, and the 6 seed Shade will face the 7 seed Office Drawer Snacks. In the Nick and Ivy region, the 1 seed Beer will face off against the 4 seed Prime Rib, and the 6 seed Fast Food Apps will take on the 2 seed Wings. In the Jay Zawoski region, the 1 seed Steak faces off against the 5 seed High Powered Showers, and the 2 seed Warm Chocolate Chip Cookies takes on the 6 seed Party Subs. And finally, in the Charlie the Bacon Guy region, the 5 seed Tacos faces off against the 8 seed Cheese Curds, and the 14 seed the Little Debbie Snack Empire with a titanic matchup against the 15 seed Lazy Boy Recliners.
Okay, you're doing this from now on. Second of all, I looked it up. The Oreo Little Debbie score, 196, 194.
Wow.
It was a vote.
Wow.
1 vote swung it.
That's crazy.
Isn't that? That's insane.
Yeah.
And I'm being told now that the Oreo people are marching on the Little Debbie headquarters, and it's just basic tourist stuff. Nothing to be worried about.
Oh, okay.
Wait, they're fashioning a noose? Nope. That's just decoration. Okay, we're good. We're good. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. They're not going to hang Little Debbie. It's all symbolic.
Oh, that's good.
Oy.
This is a stacked Sweaty 16.
I'm really trying to because the voting starts today, Monday, and I have not done my bracket yet, and a lot of these are tough. Rick, I think office drawer snacks are coming out of your bracket, man.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't be sure. I would be happy if any of these four came out of there. I think the stand-up groan is very relatable and probably underrated.
Yeah.
I think shade is not just for fats.
No.
Like, shade is for everybody. Except for those weirdos who never sunburn or anything like that and are just like, nope, I just love being in the sun. Okay.
Sure, dude.
You do you, I guess. But like the office drawer snack it's not like I didn't understand the concept before, but I didn't realize how clutch it is until now that I have an office.
Well, just think how many people work at a cubicle or work at a desk and they all got that drawer, I promise you.
Yep.
In one way or another, that drawer is there. I think wings are coming out of Paul's bracket. I think wings are going to take down beer.
Interesting.
62-38 over peanut butter cups. That's a beatdown.
I'm trying to remember what I did in my predicting bracket. I think I might have had beer winning the whole thing.
It might. I don't know. I just feel like, the whole craft beer mania thing is sort of, it's not fizzled out, but it's definitely kind of normalized again where now I think it's at the perfect level where you can find good craft beer, but it's not shoved in your face all the time. Like at Nick and Ivy, of course. Nick and Ivy. Yeah.
Wow, look at us.
See, it's like we know each other.
Professionals.
Yeah, and I think cookies are coming out of mine, and I think tacos are coming out of Charlie's.
Yeah, so by your projections at the moment, you would have office drawer snacks against wings and tacos versus warm chocolate chip cookies.
I think so. And I don't know how I'm going.
I don't either.
The thing I picked to win was out in the first round. I thought that the parent tax, which is the greatest thing in the world, if you have a kid, maybe just not enough people are parents, where you just steal food from your kid.
I thought that totally got screwed not getting a win. I'm not even a parent, but I totally understand and get that.
I do it to pretty much anyone with food now. I'll bring my mom some nuggets. I'll be like, son tax, eat one of those, eat a waffle fry. Husband tax, parent tax. It's great. And there's very little protest when you do those things, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. Your Sweaty 16 has been established. If you're listening to this, chances are voting's open. If you're listening to it before 8 a.m., we appreciate your loyalty. But voting will open Monday, April 1st at 8 a.m. And speaking of Monday, April 1st.
8 a.m. Central Time, correct?
Central Time. Yes, thank you. You may have forgotten, because I forgot until this evening. Does April 1st ring a bell for you, Rick, in any way, shape, or form as it pertains to this podcast?
No.
Remember, our Culver's Insider tipped us off. April 1st is Free Bacon Day at Culver's.
Yes.
They are launching their new thick-cut bacon, and tomorrow, meaning today, April 1st. It's very confusing when we record.
I know, right?
Monday, April 1st, you can add their thick-cut bacon to any sandwich for free. Any Culver's. It hasn't been formally announced yet, but this is why we have our Culver's Insider. Mm-hmm. So chances are, I'm sure there's participation may vary in the legal notes, but most Culver's are going to have free bacon to add to your sandwich on April 1st. So if you're listening and it's lunchtime and you're trying to think where to go, there you go. Go get some free bacon on your sandwich from Culver's. As Culver's does, they're going to do very well with this. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, at least my lunch decision's been made for tomorrow.
Yes, you have to.
That's for sure.
Yes,
and I'm excited.
And I did, because I remembered that today, oh, wait a minute. And I confirmed with our Culver's Insider, is this still a thing?
Oh, okay.
and it was confirmed. So we're good to go.
Nice.
April 1st, Monday, free bacon on your sandwich at Culver's. So go do that. I'm going to do that too. All right, and while you're going to Culver's, you should drive your Mazda CX-30 or Mazda CX-5 or CX-90 or Mazda 3 or Mazda Miata or whatever Mazda you want to drive, and make sure it's one you bought from our friends at Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street in Orland Park. Hit him up. Our friend Eric Vates will be there, and he will help you out. Big Sox fan, big podcast listener, big supporter of all things Chicago sports. Come and complain about the White Sox to him. 708-444-3200 is the number. Go visit Mazda of Orland Park. And look, there's a lot of places you can buy a car. There's a lot of places you can buy Mazdas. But I'm telling you from personal experience, I own two for Mazda of Orland Park, and I've owned them before they were sponsors on this show. I go there because of the service. The service is great. The communication is great. They don't try to upsell you or screw you. They're open. They are honest. They literally send you an inspection video so you can see what's wrong with your car. So they don't just say, oh, yeah, you know, your brakes are shot and you need new tires. Just trust me, bro. No, they actually show you. Here are your tires. Here's the tread. This is the tread measuring tool. You need new tires. Or your brakes are too thin. Or you've got maybe 10,000 miles left on these tires. Whatever it might be, they're going to be upfront and honest with you. And that is irreplaceable in this day and age. So hit them up. Mazda of Orland Park. .com. All right, aside from Easter and March Fatness, we still had a week.
Yes.
And though Oreos were eliminated by one vote, and while I did bitch that Oreos have gotten out of their lane far too often, you must find Toffee Crunch Oreos. These things were absolutely effing amazing. They were excellent. And I think people know what toffee is. It's like a Heath bar. Dude, this was incredible. And I didn't like Hope bought them. I'm like, another Oreo. Here's another thing I'm going to be like, meh about. Like, I'll try one. And by the time I like took one out, bit it, like sealed the bag, and I was like, crunch. I'm like, unsealed bag, grab three. Like before like my teeth even got connected to each other again, I grabbed three more. Awesome. They were great. And you know, we're often not wowed by the Oreo spinoffs.
Right.
This is a absolute keeper and should be in the rotation for Oreo for all time.
That I'm excited by this because like I'm usually, as I've said, I am an Oreo traditionalist. Like I think even a stronger one than Jay generally tends to be. But I want to find this and try this.
Yeah.
So
that's
exciting. So is it like, what's your balance of, is it like little toffee pieces in your normal, the normal cream, or?
Here's how it's described. Toffee flavored cream, artificially flavored with sugar crystals. So there is a bit of a crunch to it.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like overly to the point where it's kind of like annoying. It's like just a little bit of that crunch element to it. Because without that, you're not going to connect toffee. Because toffee is a hard, crunchy substance.
Yes.
As everyone knows. So they had to put that little crunchy element into it. And those sugar crystals do just that, like just enough for it. It reminds me, if you've ever had a candy cane JoJo, how the candy canes are crumbled up into that cream and it does add that crunchy texture to it. Yeah. Maybe not quite that aggressive with the crunch, but maybe turn that down maybe 20%. And that's the kind of level of crunch in the Toffee Crunch Oreo. It is delicious. The Toffee Crunch flavor is spot on. They're wonderful. I'm so glad that Hope found these because I would have walked by them 100 times in the store and been like, they were awesome.
I'm excited by that. I will make a point to go to the store and find those myself. Maybe it'll be an office drawer snack. Who's to say?
It should be. And this is I see it's here at Target. I think that's where Hope got it. If not, I'm looking at their website right now and I do see that it's there. So, but it looks like it's available pretty much. And there's Jewel Osco has it on their website too. So yeah, this seems to be pretty widely available.
there's someone who should be celebrating right now who should pick these up, and judging by the look of him, he probably will. For anyone that's watched the NCAA tournament, the story has been NC State and their run to, and it's just cool that like they won today to get to the Final Four over Duke in conference in the triangle, which like for, you know, those of us in the Chicago area might not mean a lot, but when you think down in North Carolina where college sports matter more, it's North Carolina, it's Duke, and NC State.
Yeah, right. Down there.
Yeah. So like that's a huge deal because they're also close to each other, and NC State's kind of from the outside viewed as like the stepchild of the three. But now they have both men's and women's programs in the Final Four.
Nice.
Which is really cool. And the man leading the NC State men's team to their first Final Four since 1983. Thank you.
I had no idea. It was just a guess.
Oh, yeah. No, it was 83 with Jim Valvano, like that team.
Oh, okay.
Is their center listed at 6'9", 275. Okay. DJ Burns Jr. That is no 275, my friends. As someone 8 inches shorter than him and what, 75 pounds heavier, I'm calling shenanigans on that.
Yeah, no way.
Because
nope. Maybe in his leg.
He's not that size, but however, he's good. 29 points today. Like legitimately a very good college basketball player. And the fact that he's leading this team to the Final Four, and we're going to get like all the DJ Burns content we can like handle over the course of the next week. Sign me up. I just wish that, you know, maybe he was a college football player and led them to so much success or something so that he could have been part of March Fatness, because by next year, who knows? But DJ Burns is awesome.
We need to offer him a bracket.
Yes, we do.
I feel like he'd be down with that. And I like how you stopped yourself and said, he's a great college basketball player.
My sensibilities just couldn't get out of the way enough to let him have it.
No, you're down to your core. You are a basketball analyst.
Yes, it's so true.
Yeah,
I can't let it go. But man, guys like that's fun. Just a different looking dude, and like just the vibe that team has and that he has is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not a college basketball fan, and and my sensibilities get offended by something in literally every single game. However, he's fun.
More fat people in fun positions. Let's just say, I think we all stand for. Look at it's worked out well for the Chiefs,
right?
Mm-hmm. You put fat people in positions of power, and look what happens. Damn it!
Maybe that's what Illinois was missing.
Well, they're giving it a shot either way.
Right. I mean,
let's see what happens.
Yeah, Illinois football built around fat people. Illinois basketball.
The coach is chubby-ish. He's fat adjacent.
Yeah, he's
I was
fat
talking about
adjacent.
the governor.
Well, yeah, there's that. But man, a 30-0 run is effing incredible at any level.
That's hard to do.
Matter.
When you're literally like exchanging turns to do something.
Right.
Like, okay, your turn now. Nope.
Yep.
Now it's our turn again. We did it. Now you try again.
Right.
No.
They could not have been more scared of that center whose name I still don't even know his name on UConn. But like, it's a rough go.
Yeah.
It's a rough look. I felt bad for Sam's brother-in-law Steve, because he was a manager for the basketball team when he was at U of I. And then to watch that, I sent him the gif of Buddy the Elf trying to hug the raccoon, and it said, "Somebody need a hug."
Yeah. Probably. Yes.
I tried to give him enough time afterwards to at least, even though the onslaught happened relatively quickly by college basketball standards, he had plenty of time to then process it by the time the game was over. So I felt like that was safe enough of
fair. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Period.
Oh, Lord. That's awesome. Well, we had a fun day
So, yeah, Re-2-Peck to DJ Burns.
Yes, Re-2-Peck. I don't have my hat on, but it's there, and he's got at least one more game. We'll see. You know who I'm rooting for? Him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we went Friday. We had a day in the city with our friends Brian and Sarah. Oh, what? Yep. There we go. There it is. And we did a couple things. We went to the French Market, which is in the basement of Ogilvy. You ever been there?
Oh, yeah. I've been there a million times.
Yeah, I would assume you have been.
I don't know what's left over there anymore. Because, yeah, when I was taking the train every day, there'd be times, man, when Fumare Meats was in there, I'd get that... I would get the pastrami on rye, but I think they went out. There was a great empanada place there for a while.
That's still there? There. Nice. So I'm looking at the map here. I actually, since you brought it up, I want to get the names of the place right. But since you have a good memory of it, I'll share the map with you so you can see what's open. There we go. So I hit up Clinton Street Smoked Meats.
Yes.
Because I knew I was going to have a big dinner. Okay. And I had a decent sized breakfast. So I just got matzo ball soup. And it was great. But he mentioned that they had Montreal style pastrami. And I asked what that was. And he said, there's a place in Montreal and it's very famous. And I'm forgetting the name. I think it's just something with an S. Like it's like one syllable, something with an S. Anyway, they used to be famous. Maybe that's right. But they used to be famous for their pastrami. And they still are. But they use like the Montreal steak seasoning on it. But I guess over the last handful of years, 10, 15, 20 years, as they got bigger and bigger, they stopped actually smoking the meat and they just like liquid smoke it. So this Clinton Street Smoked Meats inside the French Market said, we do it the old style. We actually smoke the meat and we do the Montreal seasoning on the pastrami. So it's perfect, just like it used to be at that place. So go check that out. And then Hope went to Frietkoten.
I was going to bring that up because of the fries. The fries are fantastic.
Yes, that's what she got, too. So I'll stop sharing this, and I will share her fries. There you go. And with several different dipping sauces, there was like a garlic aioli, obviously ketchup. There were a bunch, just like a kind of a standard mayo chup kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But the fries were great. They were so good, so crispy.
They're double fried, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were great. Addie got a crepe that was just out of this world, ridiculous and huge and really, really good. Everybody there loved what they got. Addie's friend got like a savory crepe, like a meat and vegetable crepe, which I've never had before.
Interesting.
But it looked really good. Like everyone really liked what they got. There's also that pizza place in there called Retro Pizza, which is like...
That's different. That's different from when I was there.
Yeah, I don't want to say Detroit style because I don't want to like skew what people are going to perceive it, but it's like a thick, doughy square of pizza with like a crispy, crunchy, soft kind of a tall dough, like an inch tall dough. And those look great too.
At least Detroit adjacent.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, but I think like Detroit, the edges come up, almost like the frame to pizza. This was more of it like kind of faded down.
Okay. It warms my heart and clogs the arteries of it to know that there's still a good place where you can get pastrami in there. Because when I heard Fumare Meats went out, that made me very sad. But having Clinton Street in there is awesome.
Yeah, and it was great. And the guy was super nice. Like the guy was chatty and conversational, not in like an annoying way, Yeah. And he's like, I'm really, because they were doing dishes and they were busy. So I like rang the service bell and he goes, hello, who is it? I just like played along. I'm like, it's me again. He's like, he's like, I'm glad you rang the bell. No one ever rings the bell. And they just stand there forever and get annoyed, So yeah, I'm going to try to get there again because parking on the street right there was pretty easy. And they have, and they also have validation. So if you're there for, I think you get an hour validated in there.
Nice. So also, like I know I mentioned it, Lito's empanadas in there.
Yep.
Very good. So if someone on a given day is looking for something else, that's great. And especially after me having my other empanada expedition last week, like now hearing that again, I'm like, that place was so good.
Yeah,
and even like that little like market that's like right on the entrance to it. If you're in more the train aspect of it, you can get a fair amount of stuff there. Like whether and they have, I think do they still have like macaroons like right at the
Yep.
entrance of it?
Yep.
You got macaroons. You've got nicer stuff to be able to like make sandwiches or do whatever you want. It's like little stuff for around the house. Like that French market's like a hidden gem. And like when I get off the train and the lack of people that will go that way, like, cause there's either you go into Ogilvy or you can like take the stairs and go down to, like that downstairs area where you can get either to your trains or go out on the street, but the French market's right there. And there's there was at least a CVS there. Like there's good options there, and just having to fight against the crowd of people who either didn't have the time or don't know about the French market is kind of insane.
It is. It absolutely is. And I had never been there, which was kind of crazy because I was like, I don't know. I just, if you don't go to Ogilvy, and I'm sure there's a certain portion of people that are there every day and don't even know it exists.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like, okay, everybody who has to go to Union Station, I get it. Like, it's very close to there, but it's also probably a little out of the way for going to work. So I totally get that. But if you go through Ogilvy, man, that's the place to stop. There's so many options and they're all good.
Yeah. There's something for everybody. So if you went there with a group of people, like that's what we all went in there. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get. Like, I'm just going to do a lap and think about it and like cut it down to 2 or 3 places. And then we sort of decide like, all right, well, hope you're going to do the fries. So you try that. I'll do the matzo ball soup. Addie's going to do the crepe. Like we all kind of did our own thing. And then we're able to share and do that sort of thing. So it was really good. And my concern was, how am I going to park here? And it was no problem. I found a spot right in the street. It was a Friday afternoon during spring break, easy peasy. And if I wanted to go in the garage, I could have gotten it validated for free. So a nice option to have in the city, a little bit off the beaten path of the loop, a little bit more towards the West Loop. Like right when you start to enter that West Loop area, it's right at the edge on Clinton Street there. And it was great. So, okay, so we go there. After that, not food related, we went to the Chicago History Museum, where I've never been before. Mm-hmm. What an awesome place. Like, literally on par with, not in size, but in terms of, like, quality of the things they're showing you there with, like, field and science and industry. And it's, like, it should be mentioned in the same breath as those places because they had a huge interactive, exhibition on the Great Chicago Fire and like how it started, where it started, and there was no sugarcoating of anything in there. It's like,
that's cool.
It's like the O'Learys were blamed because they were Irish Catholic. And at the time, Irish Catholics were hated in America and they were blamed for a lot of the nation's problems. Right. And here's the history of that and why that happened. And then like one thing I thought was really cool is like, here's the map of about the time the fire happened, like what nationalities have moved into which neighborhoods and how a lot of it is still the very same.
Interesting.
And then there was like a timeline of the fire begins. Here's the map of the fire beginning. Here's 5 hours later, 10 hours later, 12 hours later.
Oh,
and just
that's cool to get the scope of it.
Yes. And like the mass destruction of it was wild. And then they had like things that were found. So for instance, like the thing that like really got me was apparently that someone had like a barrel of nails and screws, like in a shop or whatever, and all of them like fused together into this barrel-sized ball of fused screws and nails. So they cut away the barrel, and now they just have this like melted display of screws and nails at the museum.
Really cool.
They have the bed in which Abraham Lincoln died. Is there? It's behind glass. You can't touch it or get near it, but it was really cool. We got a Groupon for it, which saved us like a significant amount of money. They also have, I think it was $10 parking across the street that they validate if you're there. You can stay till midnight. Okay. And that's right. It's across from Moody Bible on Clark Street. I like to reference that area as the Lincoln Park BP that has astronomical prices that you only stop at if your car is running on fumes.
Yes.
Like, do you want to pay $9 a gallon for gas for no reason at all? Stop at this BP. Mm-hmm. It's right there. It's across the street from Moody Bible. So I cannot recommend that enough. The address officially is 1601 North Clark.
Okay.
As a person who has lived in and around Chicago for 44 of my 46 years on Earth, I learned a ton about the city. There's a whole thing on the race riots. There's a whole thing on Polish people in Chicago. There's a whole independent exhibit on that. There's an old trolley car that is in pristine condition. It was awesome. It was worth every penny. So if you think it's like a touristy kind of place, I mean, I guess it, by definition, being a museum, it kind of is. But I learned a ton about a city I knew kind of a lot about anyway. And just to see that history of the fire, like, wow, that is real. Like, there's people's silverware all melted together. There's a children's toy that's, it was crazy. And to see the size and the scope of the Chicago fire and how it spread so quickly and how it was a perfect storm is crazy. And do you know, Rick, Chicago history for you?
Okay.
What is currently located at the site of the O'Leary's barn?
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
The Chicago Fire Department Training Academy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, it's awesome. So, I'm actually there all the time because there's like Portillo's there and there's a Beat Ups there. There's a Chick-fil-A there and Manny's is right down the street. So I've been through that area often. So when I was looking at the map, I'm like, oh, where is that? And then I pulled it up on Google Maps. I'm like, oh, look at that. There it is. It's right there. Yeah.
Is it dumb that I imagine this place has a hologram of Dilla just like in every room, just like saying what everything is?
That would be a really good idea. We did not do the audio tour, but it's really well like organized. It also can like allows you to kind of like go from like here to here. You don't have to follow to get everything. Like
that's cool.
I have to read in order. Like sometimes that can be a little bit annoying at a museum because if there's 15 people gathered around something, you just want to skip it, but you feel like you miss out on stuff. I loved it. And we spent probably like 3 or 4 hours there. And there was a little, like a kids kind of based movie at the end where this girl and this little boy like travel through time, through the history of Chicago and see some significant moments. And it was cool. It's definitely worth it. Great time to spend with family. So check it out. 1601 North Clark Street, right across from Moody Bible.
Nice. Okay. I've got, looking at the time, I got one more thing.
All right. I got one last thing too. Sorry. The last thing we did that day, we went to that Ganga Market. 1001 West Chicago. I talked about that before. I tried the ramen and the sushi there for the first time. It was turkey ramen when I was kind of like, do I want turkey?
Yeah.
It was excellent. The sushi, I got nigiri, which is the raw fish on the little bed of rice. I got the tuna and the salmon. Delicious. We were all very happy with our food there. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Actually, one thing that's literally a note because I don't know what it is yet. There's a place that is like probably equidistant between me and Russ Schneider, our unpaid producer, because we just realized how close we live to each other. That he put on the fan page that it's just a sign that says like coming soon barbecue and sushi.
Okay.
So I'm like, interesting. So it's probably got to be like a Korean barbecue type place, I would at least think, or at least that type of inspiration. So intrigued by that. My one last thing, and this was posted on the fan page and I just found it funny, of when you're using pizza as punishment.
Yeah.
And how this is feasible. Now the story basically read that someone calls in a pizza order, but said, hey, can you cut this thing really janky and leave a threatening message for our kids on it? So the result is a heinously cut pizza with on the inside of the box saying, be more appreciative or else. If having to pick apart those pieces of pizza with that message doesn't get the message across, I mean, I don't know what will, because while pizza is pizza, that's weird.
Yeah, no,
the way that thing's cut.
If you've been waiting to check out our YouTube page, this would be a good time because the picture really sells it. It's as if like a rabid beaver took a pizza cutter and started slicing his pizza. And the really nice touch, Rick, is how they cut it so aggressively that they did puncture the cardboard of the box.
Yes, and there's like some of the grease that's going onto each side of it too, so it's almost like blood spatter.
And I gotta say, despite the weird cut job, this pizza looks phenomenal.
It really does. I was just thinking the same thing.
It's like, oh, I want a threatening pizza now.
Yeah.
That looks so good. Oh, Lord.
Lose weight, Tubby. Wait, what?
Hey,
It's
I have
pizza.
news for you. I gained
What?
10 pounds.
Good for you.
I out-ate Ozempic. There's one for the fat
Wow.
crown, buddy.
That's a really good resume builder.
Yes, I out-ate Ozempic. All right, we got to get to Ask a Fat, but first we want to remind you to go visit our friends if you want to out-eat Ozempic at Frito's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Get that. Any of the I'm Fat items will help you achieve that goal. The I'm Fat burger,
yeah.
the I'm Fat grilled cheese, the I'm Fat pizza, all great. The giant mozzarella sticks, great. Every slice of pizza they serve, great. Everything on the menu is great. Are you getting the message? Good. Go to Fredo'sPizza.com. Place your order online. Use that code I'm Fat. You'll save 10% every time. Not just a one-time code. No. Every time you order, use that code I'm Fat. And Mother's Day is around the corner. Fredo'sBakery.com. Order your mom some cookies. Order your mom some brownies. Order them both for her, and you will be the beloved child this Mother's Day because they're awesome. You're like, what am I going to do with 2 pounds of brownies? First of all, what kind of question is that?
Right, first world problems.
Yeah,
People.
but every item is individually wrapped, so you don't feel like I have to eat all these in 2 days or I'm screwed. No, they're all individually wrapped. They last. They're not like artificially processed. They're homemade. They are delicious. Go to Fredo'sBakery.com and order some of these cookies or brownies they've got. We love all of them. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite, but the white chocolate chip Oreo cookies are great. They're so wonderful, and I hope they bring the Nestle Quick strawberry buttercream brownies back. They're sold out right now, but they are amazing. Mm-hmm. So check it out. Fredo'sPizza.com, Fredo'sBakery.com. Go win Mother's Day. Go there. All right. Is it time, Rick, to ask the Fats?
Oh, it is.
It's overdue.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat every week is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week's available flavors are rosemary, ranch, chorizo, raspberry chipotle, Korean barbecue, jardinera, vanilla bourbon, maple espresso, and Cajun. I'm going to get the Canadian bacon sliced, packed and up on the website this week. Mark, I'm looking at you here. But the bacon jams are original bourbon and cherry jalapeno. I'll make a new batch of jam probably at the end of next week. So get your ideas in or whatever you want, and we'll make it happen. Don't forget about that promo code through the end of March Fatness. The promo code is I'm Fat for 10% off your entire order at charliethebaconguy.com. And when you're there, check out the new stickers. They are hockey related, since I am a bacon guy with a hockey problem. But they turned out really great, and I think they're really awesome. So they're going to stick around for a little while. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
I can confirm, as you just heard me airdrop myself the images of Charlie's sticker. They really are great. They look awesome. I'm going to try to pull them up here. I know it is short notice on myself, but here you go. Those are sweet-ass stickers. Available at charliethebaconguy.com. So it's if you're not watching on YouTube, one is inspired by the Blackhawks Tomahawks, where the Tomahawk blades are the state of Illinois, which is also Charlie's
That's
logo.
Genius.
Yeah. And then he's got his Baconators hockey team logo with the Charlie the Bacon Guy mascot with 2 hockey sticks with the skates dangling over them. Really cool designs. Kind of muted Chicago flag colors. Awesome looking stuff. Get some of those when you place your order at charliethebaconguy.com. Okay, we've got 2 voicemails and we've got an email. If you want to leave us a voicemail, 708-858-3314.
Hello, dudes. This is Ryan. I called in several months ago now, and I'm just now getting around to following back up because I forgot. But I was the guy that called in about the Pizza Summit, which was my birthday party where we were going to have everyone bring a sample of their favorite, a pizza from their favorite place. Nice. We ended up having 11 different pizza places represented at the Pizza Summit, and it was fantastic. We had pizzas from all over the south and west side and suburbs of the city, and we did a voting on which pizzas were best, etc. So receiving the most votes were Salerno's, Fasano's, and Rosangela's, which was mine. And for the record, I had it with meatballs, and it was well done, because that's the way a pizza should be. But the number one pizza, the winner of the big prize, was Al's Pizza out of Downers Grove. And I think, though, that my friend Nick cheated when he had this selection, because he ordered it with double sausage, and I think onions also. The double sausage really puts it over the top. It's a genius move, and he won the big prize as a result. By the way, if you want to do this kind of party on your own, I highly recommend it, but make sure to put out the hors d'oeuvres. We put out Lactaid, Pepto-Bismol, Gas-X, and Tums, or as we call them, adult Smarties. So it's good to have your party drugs ready to go in case anybody's got any issues. All right, dudes, take it easy.
That's great. I love that idea. Our friend Sarah, by the way, calls Tums bathroom candy.
That's great.
Adult Smarties is really good too, though. All right, Al's Pizza.
Also,
I got to try that. 440 Ogden in Downers Grove. Have you had it?
I have not had it. I will be soon.
Yes.
So that's exciting. Also, are we going to have to call him Studio Quality Ryan?
Yeah, he sent that. I think he did that with his phone because he actually emailed me the audio file instead of calling in the. But yeah, he must have a nice setup.
That sounded awesome.
Yeah, that was
like
good.
My sound guy's sensibilities were tickled by that.
Yeah, that was great. Well, back to the not so good. Not in terms of call quality, content wise, but in terms of.
I was going to say, but in terms of call quality.
Yeah, here we go. But I want to do that Pizza Summit. Yes.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Rick. First time caller, long time fat person. I was just listening to the episode about Super Dog. You were talking about the Whoopsie Dog. Highly recommend it. Fantastic. But it made me think about Soldier Field used to have a polished sausage they douse in Robinson's barbecue sauce. It's very comparable to the Whoopsie Dog. I was curious if you guys had any food from sports stadiums that's no longer available that you still yearn for. I'll hang up and listen to your answer. Thanks.
That's a good question. I've never had a polished. He didn't say polished sausage, right?
He did say. Okay. Did he go to Mike North's Polish Fest?
That's why he puts it on his shoes. Yeah, I have to say, I feel like arena food has gotten better. Like we had our takeover CHGO last week, and we had those tacos from this little goat, or whatever Stephanie Iser calls her goat location inside the United Center, and it had, the chili crunch, but it was like a Hidden Valley Ranch chili crunch. I'm not the biggest ranch guy. I started to kind of like it a little bit, but I'm still not the biggest. This was fantastic, to the point where I've been to 3 or 4 grocery stores trying to find the little goat chili crunch with Hidden Valley Ranch. Excellent. So, but I will say, one thing I used to get at the United Center all the time was the Southwest chicken wrap, which is basically like fried chicken in a tortilla with lettuce, tomato, sauce, all that stuff. And it was really, really good and a good value. And that's, as far as I know, gone from the United Center.
The one thing that comes to mind for me, and I know it was a 1-year item for the Sox, and I want to say it was club level only. So I get that a lot of people didn't have it. The Southside Horseshoe, which I spoke about on this podcast, was just awesome. Like, I loved that thing. It was spicy. It was like, I'm trying to look it up too, just to be able to just to be able to like talk about it. But it was like having, I want to say it had jardinera on it, and it was basically like if you like spicy food and you want something that's going to stick to your ribs a little bit at a Sox game, it was right there for you. Like Italian sausage, jardinera, fries, and a beer cheddar made with Modelo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like could that be any more up my alley?
No, that's pretty great. That sounds good. But they do have the thing we talked about before the show started. And this courtesy of Connor McDoink's Twitter account. Their giant s'more shake.
Yeah.
Boy. I have to get out
the,
there.
the burn on those marshmallows. Yeah, like we got to get out there and have some food and not watch the baseball because that team sucks.
Well, guess what? If you today I was actually looking at how much Sox tickets cost.
Nothing.
You can get in the building today, April 1st, for $1.
Wow.
On that Game Time app, which is a sponsor at CHGO. I seriously use it all the time. $1 will get you in the building. If you want to sit 10 rows behind the Braves dugout, $16.
Really?
Yeah. Go see the Braves. Like that's how, like, if you're a Sox fan, like,
that's how you have to view
yeah,
it.
look at this. Like, it's a night out to go. I'm going to go have awesome food. I'm going to go see some of the game's biggest stars. If from closer up than I'll ever be able to. Like, go see Trout. Go see, like, the Braves are coming to town. Like, that's it's a nice park with good food. It's a night out, man.
Ohtani.
Yeah, just don't sweat it. You know the season's like not. Don't sweat the win or the loss. Just go and have a good time. Half pay attention. Don't get hit by a foul ball, but you know. All right, we are really long here, so we're gonna get to Ask a Fat, and then we're gonna wrap things up.
Yeah, buddy.
Ask a Fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the Fats.
All right, this email comes from Michael, our only email, so we'll be done soon. Thankful for everyone listening. Michael says, had an interesting question I saw proposed on video recently that I want to get your take on. We all know of the combination fast food restaurants that will have 2 franchises under one roof. I know it's not uncommon for people to order items that incorporate food from both places. If you could choose one of the combination restaurants you've seen, what menu items would you create? Example, I heard is that some people will order a popcorn shrimp cheesy gordita crunch at the Long John Silver's Taco Bell combo locations. These are the combo restaurants that I've seen over the years. Taco Bell Pizza Hut, Taco Bell KFC, Taco Bell Long John Silver's, A&W Long John Silver's, and Baskin Robbins and Dunkin'. See, I did not know you could. I knew you could order from both, but I didn't know I could tell Taco Bell to make me a fish taco with a chicken with a fish piece from Long John Silver's.
Right. That's huge. I mean, I would think it would have to be, even though KFC chicken is what it is, maybe putting some KFC fried chicken into a Taco Bell item.
Yeah, like a quesadilla or something.
Yeah.
Bone and all. Just like I really like the idea of a fish taco from Taco Bell with Long John Silver's fish. That would be great. But so the Long John Silver's I go to is an A&W Long John Silver's combo. It's the one in Matson.
Okay.
And what I do there is I get root beer, because root beer is a thing that's not often served at places, especially diet root beer. And that A&W Long John Silver's has diet A&W or A&W Zero, whatever it is, like on tap. So I get that every time I go there. But that's a good question. I think I would try to make. I just feel like when considering the employees at both places, I feel like the Long John Silver's Taco Bell people would be the least accommodating combination of employees.
Hello?
Yeah, someone's here. But I would ask. I'd say, hey, how about this? Fry me up a piece of fish, shove it into a taco, put some lettuce and tomato on there, and call it a day.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by the Taco Bell KFC. I may need the week to think about this because Taco Bell KFC, I don't know if the best aspects of KFC, which is a relative term, would be accentuated by Taco Bell in terms of like the gravy or mash or anything like that. I don't know that could be accentuated with Taco Bell food, but I think there are combinations to be made.
Mashed potato wrap.
Ooh, maybe take their wedges and use those with like Taco Bell seasoning, And so it's like spicy potato with better quality potato.
Okay. See? All right, let's give it a week. Let's both brainstorm this.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Meanwhile, wrap up because I got to pee.
All right. Follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. Old man has to pee. Breaking news.
Yes.
I'm Fat Pod at gmail.com. Check out Patreon, Spotify if you like, and I'mFatMerch.com. Check out all of our designs. Even if you're not looking for our stuff, use our link for anything you look at on TeePublic, and we can get a little bit of a kickback.
That's my
from there,
TeePublic
as
typo
Jay
negative
is
shirt.
wearing. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Jay's got that as well, and we got a kickback from that. Awesome. Also, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, like each video, and if you can, if you want to watch us and feel better about yourself because of looking at our faces, fair. Or if you don't want to watch, just and you'd rather listen to the regular podcast, just throw it on a tab you're not going to look at, mute it, and let us get those hours rolled in of people viewing. We can always use that. And then you can always subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave the old 5-star rating and review. Check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. And remember, 8 a.m. today on Monday, vote on Sweaty 16 matchups because we are going to add something to the Onion Ring of Honor and the t-shirt, and we want your voice to be heard on that. So make sure to be voting on that as well. So for Jay, I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
Look at this guy. Look at his. We got a picture of his most beautiful side. Look at the size of that thing. Oh my God. That's a massive turtle. Is that a snapper? He's a snapper.
That's a Chicago River snapper. Are you kidding me?